Michael Jordan, how adversity forged the greatest basketball player of all time. When we talk about the greatest of all time, the name Michael Jordan comes up almost as a universal truth. But what many people don't know, or have forgotten, is that his path to success wasn't filled with victories from the start. In fact, it was defeat, criticism, and adversity that pushed him to become a legend. In this video, we're going to explore how the toughest moments of his life not only defined his career but shaped him into a human being with an unbreakable mindset. And most importantly, how you too can learn from his story to transform your own challenges into opportunities. This isn't just a video for basketball fans. This is for anyone who has ever doubted themselves, anyone facing an obstacle, and anyone who needs to be reminded of what they're capable of. Michael Jordan wasn't always a prodigy. In fact, there was a key moment in his teenage years that marked a turning point. He was cut from his high school basketball team. Imagine what that means for a kid who dreams of being a player. For many, that would have been the end of the road. But for him, it was just the beginning. Jordan used that rejection not as an excuse, but as fuel. He locked himself in the gym for hours, day after day, soaked in sweat, with no applause, no cameras. He worked in silence with one purpose: to never be overlooked again. And it wasn't just about technique. His mindset was already taking shape, a mind that refused to accept the limits others tried to place on him. What separates Michael Jordan from the rest isn't just his athletic ability, although that was certainly extraordinary. What truly made him unstoppable was his mentality. Jordan developed a brutal work ethic. He was the first to arrive at practice, and the last to leave. He didn't compete against others. He competed against himself, against the version of him from the day before. Every mistake was a lesson. Every loss, a starting point. He was a perfectionist with a healthy obsession, to always improve, no matter the cost. And here's the part we can apply to our own lives. Because you can have that mindset too. You don't have to be a professional athlete to develop a mindset of constant growth. It's about how you respond to failure. It's about how you choose to act when life shakes you. Even when he made it to the NBA, things weren't easy. For years, his team, the Chicago Bulls, were eliminated by tougher, more experienced rivals like the Detroit Pistons. They hit him hard, shut him down strategically, made him look beatable. But instead of giving up, he chose to get stronger. He trained his body, built muscle, and adjusted his mental approach. He learned that greatness isn't achieved with talent alone. It takes preparation and emotional resilience. Just like you and I face setbacks in life, losses, rejection, failure, Jordan understood that obstacles don't disappear when you reach the top. They just change shape. That's why his story isn't a straight line to success. It's an emotional roller coaster full of moments where anyone could have quit. But he chose to keep going. One of the hardest moments of his life was losing his father in 1993. It was a devastating blow. Jordan stepped away from basketball and tried his hand at baseball, another sport he loved. Many people criticized him, said he was running away. But the truth is, he was dealing with grief in his own way. And when he returned to basketball, he came back stronger than ever. He went on to win 3 more championships. What does that teach us? That there's no single path to healing. That sometimes, we need a break, and that's okay. But if the fire is inside you, sooner or later you'll come back with more clarity and purpose. Michael Jordan's story isn't just sports inspiration, it's a life guide. He once said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted with the game-winning shot, and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed." That is the true essence of growth. It's not about how many times you win, but how many times you're willing to try again. In a world that glorifies success but hides failure, stories like Jordan's are essential. They remind us that failure is part of the journey. That discipline matters more than short-term motivation. That you don't have to be the best in the world, but you do have to be the best version of yourself. Michael Jordan wasn't shaped by trophies. He was shaped by the losses he turned into lessons. And you, just like him, have the power to decide how you respond to your hardest moments. You can let them define you, or you can use them to redefine yourself. It doesn't matter your age, your situation, or how many times you've fallen. What matters is that you keep moving forward, with your eyes up and the conviction that every step, even the painful ones, is leading you to your best self. Thanks for staying with me to the end. If this story inspired you, share it with someone who needs it. Subscribe for more content like this, because we all need a push sometimes, and this channel is your space to recharge with real motivation.